Let me get somewhere where it ain't so loud.
Okay. We'll keep on swinging. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jeff for this is Doc Flav, questions, thoughts, and opinions. This is where you'll get the opportunity to ask any questions if you have, any opinions you might want to make, and any thoughts you might have about whatever we might be talking about on here. I brought Mr. Sales on as I guess you could officially say my second guest. Um, Mr. Sales is in the textile industry, among other entrepreneurial endeavors he participates in. They say in order to be rich, you must have several streams of income. And this is a person who is well on his way in fulfilling that goal of being a millionaire. I speak it upon you, my brother. What's up with it?
Man, how you doing, man? How you doing? We trying to get there, man. We trying to get there.
Yeah, man. It's all right. This might be a stumble, it might be a step up. Who's
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll tell the people probably a little bit about what you do. Um, you're in the textile industry, among other things, as I said. And could you explain to the people just exactly what the textile industry consists of? I know it might be a long explanation, but just give them a general idea of what it is. You hear me? Thank you, Blaine. Can't hear you. What it take? Nah, I hear you. I hear you now. Good. I'm about to try to blind man shuffle explanation now. So tell people a bit about the textile industry and what it takes, or what it is, and how you operate within it, and what it means to young, well, not necessarily young, but the content creator, and just this your stage. You take it.
Man, pretty much, I found my niche within the textile industry. Textiles and hosiery is, they differentiate. The textiles is more like your rugs, your t-shirts, your blankets, your towels, and your hosieries is more like your socks and undergarments. I buy, textile t-shirts per se before they go through them, pretty much.
Right.
So I found a little niche.
So when you say before they go through them, explain specifically what that means.
So before they grade them out, good, bad, big, small, I buy them. Pretty much as soon as the truck backs up, right. I buy them. Okay. It's a bit of a gamble.
So by having this first touch on it, I imagine you might also have the best prices that you could probably a reasonable consumer or a retailer, a wholesaler might get, right?
Oh yeah. We typically pay about 50, 60 cents a t-shirt.
So of course we gonna give them your information before the show, because I can imagine if someone who might have a business or a online platform or some of that nature, and they might want to put some type of merchandise out, such as caps or sweatshirts, t-shirts, mugs, or what have you, that you would be an interesting person or a critical person they should try to get in touch with, right?
Yeah. Any kind of promotional product I can find.
Indeed. Now you also have a very high profile business partner in the textile industry. Now, not too many people know this gentleman is in the textile industry, but this person I'm speaking about is Charleston White. Now, you can see how Charleston White utilizes his link to the textile industry by visiting therealcharlestonwhite.com. I purchased a lot of material from there and the clothing from there, and the quality is I don't have a problem with the quality. The logos and prints that are on there have consistently maintained their quality, and the shirts stayed in shape. Now, can you tell us a little bit about how you linked up with him to begin your partnership with him?
I say shortly after COVID, I started noticing him on Facebook, and I started sending him merch to the point where he was questioning how can I afford to ship him so much merch, blank T-shirts per se, and not charge him anything. So he came down, and man, we went up into the mountains per se to one of the warehouses, and he was, yeah, and he was amazed.
Indeed,
he was amazed by.
Go ahead.
So we put together a little program, show people how to get
into the business. So you set up. So at one time you all had a program, a tutorage, a means to tutor those who might be interested in getting into the textile business. There was a fee. There, of course, is a fee for this information because it consists of lists where you can get particular types of items, and just it gives you a great boost, from my understanding, a great boost, a great start, a great resource in order to begin your endeavor into merchandising your brand and your product.
Yeah, we created a intellectual property, pretty much a vendor's list, but a little bit more than that. But we created an intellectual property. We do sell it. It's it's a list of vendors, and you can call. We consult you for a small fee to help people get into the business.
Yep, yeah, because with things that I've noticed, the things that are given out at no cost and free, there's nothing. A lot of times, it's not. If you pay a fee to get certain information versus information that is free, it's kind of a dynamic difference in the results that you get sometimes, or most times. So people that when you see someone and they might say, "Well, I get it for 50 cents." Woo, woo, woo. They had to go through process. They had to make connections and meet people in order to get those type of deals and set up that type of situation. So you might, and I've heard you say you come across people, and then no matter whatever the price you might give them, they have a whole bunch of questions, but in some cases they don't even necessarily have the money to even begin to enter into the deal. So how do you how do you motivate when you deal with them type of people?
Man, it's a weeding process. You first try to figure out what it is that they want to do.
Right.
And man, kind of go from there, man. Most people, when they call and they understand that they gotta pay, they're a little bit more receptive to the information you're gonna give them. Right. Opposed to, like you said, giving the information out for free, they really don't even take it.
Right. Because things have to have value. Well, if everybody has access to things, it's not the value of that access is not, it seems to be of less worth than, where you have to put forth either some energy, some action, or some finances for achieving that information. Because you can learn information, just like you learn it just by putting forth the footwork and the effort and making it connect to you. But if you have someone who has it already, and all you have to do is pay a fee for it, and you don't have to do what they do, then it's kind of confusing to me how some people seem to have a problem with investing in themselves for the most part, because you're not giving them the information for you, you're giving them the information for themselves.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We pretty much provide a shortcut. So if you're thinking about selling to jails or becoming a wholesaler or just want the direct access to the product, we provide that shortcut.
Right. So even somebody like somebody let's say that they have the swap meets in the flea market. So let's say, for example, you got your other products that you might have at your swap meet, your flea market. You might get to the point where you just sell plain socks or towels or sheets or something like that, and getting them at that low price. You can sell them at a swap meet right at a flea market for such a low price. It'll still be a great value to a prospective customer, or even a prospective. It's not necessarily when I mentioned earlier, like if you got a platform or a business, it's not necessarily for you to make them making product merchandise for your own company, you could get in the point where you could be a broker for other brands and other companies to provide their merchandise for you.
Yeah. And COVID killed a lot of the people that do not killed, literally killed, but it knocked a big dent in the flea market
Right.
business. So the companies were still making the T-shirts. So there's a mass amount. There's a big surplus of seconds, like irregular T-shirts, just in the country that they're having a hard time getting rid of. They ship a lot of them over to Africa by the tons per month.
Right. And then there's one other point about with the regular part about it is like when these companies say irregular, or I guess you could say the ones in which they won't, like a gilded may not put out per se to sell as underneath the brand Gildan. These irregularities may not necessarily be visible to like the regular consumer eye. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's just like going to go shop at Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. All those companies are really consignment stores. They get all of the shirts that really didn't pass the grade, and it did use consignment stores to sell them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me ask this question now. This is kind of related, but I think it's related to the business, to being a businessman. When you seek to have relationships with other people, whether it be a prospective business partner or even a prospective client, what are the attributes? Let's say like the moral and ethics attributes, the loyalty aspect. What other things you might consider? Just small, like this evening when I was starting this podcast here. The punctuality, being on time, when following instructions. If me as the person who is providing you with something, give you instructions like just call me. Do not text me. Do not send me an email. Do not go to my social media platform. And there's a consistency where one or more people might just do everything else but exactly what you asked for. How do you handle people?
Man, I think the correct term for that is called pathological demand avoidance. Right. I may be kind of off about the word, but it's pretty much you telling people what to do, but a lot of people don't really like to be told what to do. They're like, oh, I was gonna call you, but since you told me to call you, I'm not gonna call you. So, man, that's still something I struggle with and society struggles with.
But then it's like that sounds like a personal problem. I mean, it's come on now. This is what you think you want, and this is how, and I tell you how you gonna get it. And maybe this, and I don't want to just put this on our people, but Black Americans, African American people. I don't just want to put it on us. What is it, in your opinion, that prevents them from following general instructions in order to get the best possible output? What do you think it is? Why do people be tricked? Why do people be tricked about following directions?
Man, I could not explain it to you, man. If I knew, I probably would be a sociologist or a psychologist, man.
Indeed. I got my brother, Mr. Purify, on stage. Shout out to my nigga, Keita. What up, man? You got anything you want to add to this discussion, sir?
Well, first, I just want to say good evening, gentlemen. I'm sort of a newbie in this space. First time I clicked the link and joined on StreamYard. This is kind of interesting. By the way, I'm Dante Purify, and nice to meet you, Tony. Absolutely.
You got his mic off, but you got background noise.
Got you. I'm just going to listen for a little bit because I kind of came in the middle, so I don't know the topic.
Okay. Okay. We blind man stuff. We right now I didn't have any prepared list of questions. I'm just coming off the dome, and we're probably going to get to a point where we just start talking about general information. But if you get to a point where you don't want to be seen, you could the camera icon that'll cut your camera off, but you'll still be in the guest room. You'll still be on stage with us. So Then you can turn it back up, turn your mic on, because those two icons that should be on your screen, they control the mic and the camera. So you'll still be on stage.
I see. And just for getting me up to speed, so this StreamYard it has an app?
Actually, no, it does not. It's a web-based app, basically.
I see.
So what it does help you. It does help with your other apps because it allows me to do this stream. It'll transfer to Facebook. It'll transfer to my streaming accounts, which is Kick and Twitch, YouTube. You can add Instagram. You can add TikTok. A plethora of the digital platforms, and what that gives you the convenience to do one stream and for it to go to several different places. And in certain of those apps, you can clip your broadcast where like certain portions of your broadcast where you might want to make a reel or a short and just post it along without the whole having to look at the whole program. Like say, for example, key points. You're able to do that, which you can make your shorts on StreamYard, or you could like chop it up on whatever platform you're on. So yeah,
thanks for the
StreamYard is a valuable tool for the
I think I want to take. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I said I'm sorry for cutting you off, but thanks for the consultation, and I will be paying for the advanced consultation coming up soon.
Oh man, we talk about it. You my dog, man. It's my nigga from Fisk University days. Yeah, man. Most definitely, because I know who fuck with me and I fuck with them.
Absolutely. So, generally, what were you guys just talking about, though?
We were talking about the textile industry. Now, Mr. Sales, he works in the textile industry, where he's able to get certain items related to the textile industry and other items at an extremely discounted price due to the fact that they're generally like where you go to a Ross or a Marshalls, they might have slight irregularities to them, but the price in which you get the items from him, or the potential for whatever little irregularity you might see outweighs the benefit of the cash you might get by putting your brand or your screens, whatever thing you want to print on it, and reselling it. It's going that amount. Let's say, for example, you get a bag of t-shirts for $80, 100 t-shirts for $80 or some shit like that. You put your print on it. You hire somebody to make your logo. Either they do I think direct. I'm asking about this. Hire whoever you're gonna get your logo on it. Go wherever outlet you want to sell it to. You might be in the trunk of your car type of nigga, and sell your shit. The cost to produce the product, the cash, the profit margin. It's well. I mean, it's now. I'm for me to talk and me knowing this stuff all the time. It's kind of ironic for me to say it, but you gonna make you some goddamn money if you know what you're doing. If you follow instructions and do and stick to the program. I've seen it. I still see people just by the sake of people like black folk. Well, black people love buying clothes. People love buying unique clothes. Most T-shirts sometimes have unique logos, or they might have a message or an idea that others might support. So that's what you make those things. You go where them people are who want it. Flip. That in my mind, it's it's a sad that I do. I compare all these things to like the weed game, because I used to sell weed for a long period of time. So I see it, and that's pretty much in all things that are business. All things that are, because selling drugs is it may be an illegal business, but once upon a time, I can think of times where I made mistakes in business that would have made that's legal to selling weed. Nashville, Tennessee would have made it more successful, but I chose to go my own way and listen to advisors, huh?
You don't say.
Man, come on now. Statute of limitations over with. But yeah,
All
you
right.
know, if I follow proper instructions at the time, I could avoid a whole lot of bullshit. You know, if nigga want to be liked instead of get some money, you know that. And I mean, it's all everybody got their own purpose and cause. But in my age, as I've learned, I don't give a damn who like me or dislike me. Show me where the motherfucking money is, so I can
Well,
get
I
me some.
still may be running for political office, so I'm gonna refrain from.
And that will help you. You know what I'm saying? Because you purify for president. You know what I'm saying? The T-shirt, get your logo design on it, and you can do that through the process of AI. There are plenty of AI apps that produce logos. You just type in your idea, and there it is.
So when we're talking about sourcing for these textiles, are we talking domestic, international?
Pass it. I'm gonna pass it, Mr. Sales. You hear me, Sales? Give the game on it.
Yeah, everything is domestic based. People kind of forget that once the Emancipation Proclamation, it didn't stop cotton from growing. So, man, cotton is still plentiful, especially in the Carolinas, the Mid-Atlantic region, Southeastern region. They still mass produce T-shirts and socks.
Keep going.
We don't buy anything from overseas. Oh yeah, we don't buy anything from overseas. Everything is domestically manufactured. That's pretty much it, man.
America.
Good to know.
America, boy. Yeah, man, it's all American. It's all American. Yeah, man. So yeah. My next question here. So talk about now. We spoke mostly focused on like the T-shirt aspect and I guess the sweatshirt garment aspect of it. What other items are you able to come across through by way of listing your contacts?
Man, hosiery, the socks. The socks is more imported than the T-shirts to the point where Alabama was a synopsis for manufacturing socks. China's labor force so much cheaper that they had to institute tariffs. It was like one of the first items to have a tariff on it because China can sew a sock cheaper, so much cheaper than an American employee that they just it's cheaper to buy it from overseas than to directly manufacture it in the United States.
Right. Because you think about it, over in China, they don't really have much of a climate for cotton growing, dude.
No. So they they were a farm rural country in the 40s and 50s. We started sending them mass amounts of. So we would order electronics, and then it would be empty containers going back. China said, "Hey, send us y'all's trash." So that's how they were able to accumulate so much. They didn't have to concentrate on the time allocation of collecting raw materials because we were sending them containers of trash that they could actually concentrate on the manufacturing. So that's how they were able to grow into a superpower in 40 years.
And so when he says this, everybody, it's not necessarily speaking about the cotton. We know about the polyester and other types of blends, and polyester is made by processing certain plastics and other, items that might be considered our waste, and creating a fabric that feels similar, if not identically, in some cases better than actual cotton.
Yeah. So China about 5 years ago put a cap on it. They said, "Hey, look, we got our own trash problem. We don't need any more of America's or European countries' trash. So now, any country that is taking our trash is becoming a superpower now. India, Haiti, and I forget what the other country is, but if you look at the global economy, especially the textile waste, any country that's taking America's trash right now is becoming a superpower."
That is surreal shit. Can you imagine the shit we throwing away is making other countries more powerful than us? That's crazy.
Right now, Haiti is the #1 leading labor force in America. I mean, in the world.
Right.
$1 is equivalent to like 132 Haitian dollars. The average Haitian only makes about $8 or $9 a day. So you have countries from all over the world that are flocking to Haiti. Haiti got a thing called the HELP Act, the Haitian Economic Lift Program, which pretty much says if you allow us to make 70% of your product, we won't tax you. It'll be what's called a duty-free product.
So that's interesting.
My bad. Somebody came by the window. I had to turn it down for a second. So Katie, let's know how do I word this. So now this is where I was going. I said, so like a few months ago when the tariff talk was really big and you had all these Asians popping up on TikTok talking about y'all pay these hundreds and thousands of dollars for these items, but little do you know we make this shit for pennies. I would have thought that the demand or something would have happened at that point to where, like, say for example, okay, if Chinese folks is making this, and we all know, like I said before, the fabric that they make, whether it be out of polyester, whatever cotton that they get, feels high quality in many cases, then why wouldn't you seem to believe, and not necessarily because I talk about, if it ain't necessarily about black folks, niggas, I don't care. Why would you not think that anybody in America would not say, well, I can think of something and make up a fancy brand name and idol, not idol, or logo or something like that, and call my shit high quality fashion. And I can produce it. I'm still confused about how they're still bragging in the music about where I got Prada, Gucci, Louis, but yet still the sheet was pulled, the proverbial sheet was pulled off of these high quality factories and things of that nature. So in my mind, because I don't buy a lot of that shit, I don't think I necessarily buy any shit. In my mind, I feel like a dumbass buying a Louis Vuitton suitcase for $1,000 when it only costs maybe $50 to $100 to make.
These companies have monopolized the social identity status symbol. So a lot of people, even though they got the access to it, what they call it, like confirmation bias or whatever, they still rather go to the store, even though they know, oh, I can go here. Yeah, people just are intrigued with that social identity.
It's literally the white man ISIS code to most consumers.
Yep.
Yeah, like, say, for example, I froze my own ice. That ain't nothing like that white man ice. That nothing like that big brand ice. But yeah, man, it just kind of confused me because I thought it was gonna be over with for them guys when they bought that information.
No,
the interesting part to me is that they use the military, with the U.S. military, to enforce these trademark laws to keep these brands in power. Because if you try to, bootleg or copy their product, they'll throw you in jail. I mean, to me,
right.
So they getting it both ways. They're using the U.S. military, which is us supposedly, to police ourselves from making a buck.
So counterfeiting. My bad. Counterfeiting is the #1 source for terrorism. It's the #1 problem for homeland security. So that's why they're so big on intellectual property theft.
Right, because she saw during the Biden administration, because and I live in Chicago, I live in Cook County, Illinois, Chicagoland, whatever. I was seeing, I think we get planes to come in internationally, and I was seeing how they were doing busts of whether it be clothing or watches, certain things of that nature. And when they get the shit, they know that it's not the real shit, but somehow when they brought up the charge, they would say we grabbed a street value amount worth such and such a million, this, that, and the third. It's kind of like that's why I said everything rings a dope selling in some cases.
Yes, it's a Class
Interesting
C
how
felony.
the stuff is fake. You know, they know the stuff is fake, but they know if somebody takes it to the street, it's of such good quality that it will pass for the actual real thing.
Right.
I interrupted somebody. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
No, I was just saying it's a Class C felony, and what they try to get you with is called criminal assimilation. That pretty much killed like the DVD guys, the CD guys. That pretty much killed them.
Sure. And along with streaming killed a lot of that shit too. That hand in hand shit. You know, you got the bootleg sites where you can see movies that are in theaters and to hear music it's not even being released. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, I sure appreciate our guests for popping up, and my invited guest, Mr. Sales. I thank him for taking the time to give us a few words. This is my second edition of Doc Flav questions, thoughts, and opinions, and I hope that anybody who might come across and see this will take the opportunity to check me out. And I think what I'll do is I'll put Mr. Sales. You can tell them right now how they could get the best way to get in contact with you, and I'm gonna put your information in the description box as well.
Facebook, man, is Antonio Sales. TikTok, T-shirts, the number 4 cheap. We ship all over the country.
Any last words? Come on.
Man, get into the textile business. Next to real estate, the textile business is the most lucrative business.
Mr. Purify, you got any words for us?
Well, first of all, let me apologize for hopping on this live. I saw the link on YouTube. I saw the link on YouTube, and I just had to jump and support you. I really appreciate the work that you're doing out here in these internet streets, Mr. Doc Flav. I have to make sure I check the name on here because you do know I know you on a personal level.
Yeah,
but
it's all good.
Mr. Tony, it was great chopping it up with you. I learned some good information. I'm definitely going to look you up on the socials and see what's going on. Maybe I can support you too, because you seem like you're a knowledgeable man and the same like-minded thinking with your hat there. So yeah, we definitely got to connect if things work. Things work out.
We bring back black conservative. You know, they thought they killed it out before the civil rights. So we bring back black conservatism. Get your ass up and go to work. Stop trying to get them people to give you something, because it's gonna value more to you than if you go out there and get your goddamn stuff. Don't talk about what ain't and what you can't. Talk about what you're able to do and what you will do. Don't say I'm gonna try to give you too much room to quit. Say I'm doing this. I'm gonna call Mr. Sales, try to give me some of this textile money. I'm gonna keep on blogging underneath Dr. Flav, Mr. Nigga, and it's all going up. Mr. Purify, man, once again, I thank you for your time, and peace and love to everybody else. And I'm gonna say it because I represented Nigga Nation. Peace and love. All right, y'all.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.